All right, guys. So here's a video that this surprised me. This absolutely surprised me, and I've tried to come up with a theory as to why these guys say what they say here on Fox News, where they're actually defending Biden. But I don't know if I've come up with a theory that I'm convinced of. So first, let's take a look. So Stuart Varney, who's normally how would you say this? Wrong about everything. Randomly says something reasonable. Brian Kilmeade, who is one of the dumbest people, not just on Fox News, on all of TV, he backs up his sentiment. So let's see what they have to say.
Fanick says Republicans could move to impeach Biden next year. I think that's a rotten idea, Brian. I don't think people want another impeachment fiasco. I'm opposed to it. What do you say?
I am too. And she points out to Saudi Arabia when she said, would you do me a favor if you're going to limit your production of 2 million barrels a day? Can you do it after the election? At which time they said, we brought it up and nothing to do with the election. Saudis came back and said, yeah, it had everything to do with the election. We understand it. And the answer is no. And of course, they talk about the Hunter Biden things and what the president could be involved in. But what happens is they vote on partisan lines. The whole country stops for 2.5 weeks. And I don't know maybe somebody writes a book that a couple of people want to buy. But for the most part, it's a waste of time unless, of course, you have obscene corruption. And I would love to see that cycle of we don't like that person, so let's impeach them. Stop.
Exactly.
I mean, what they did to Trump was it's bad for the country.
What? I mean, I guess one of the reasons they might do this is just to try to posture as like us, us Republicans are way more, fair-minded and even-handed and objective than these Democrats who impeached Trump twice in the House. So we're fair and balanced, bro. That's why we're saying this. That's what it is. We're just good at this job and we're objective and stuff. But look, there was a poll that was done on this not too long ago. 2/3 of Republicans want Biden to be impeached. So, I mean, I guess credit for bucking the narrative and the wants and the hopes of their audience, but I don't know why they did this. I don't know. I would have, if you told me to bet $100 before this came out, you said, is Stuart Varney and Brian Kilmeade, are they for impeachment of Biden? And you told me to put $100 on it? I definitely would have put $100. I would have said, make it 200. They are for impeachment. Turns out I was wrong. I was dead wrong. Holy shit. But this issue's particularly funny to me for a number of reasons. So there's already been, I don't know, like a dozen attempts to impeach Biden. And more than half of the attempts to impeach him were from Marjorie Taylor Greene. Now, the best part of this, though, is the specific reasons they wanted to impeach him. Because, look, you have to, when you impeach a president, you have to be specific. You can't just say, he's really bad and stuff, bro. Like, I really don't like him. I don't like impeach him. No, it has to be over something specific. So, look at this. This is in Newsweek. House Republicans have filed 9 impeachment articles. So I'm sorry, it wasn't 12. It was 9. They're much more reasonable than I thought. It's only 9. Impeachment articles against President Joe Biden, 5 of which were sponsored by the same congressperson, Marjorie Taylor Greene, according to a recent report by Axios listing. I was more right than I thought. Listing a total of 14 impeachment attempts launched by the Republican Party. 2 more impeachment resolutions were filed by House Republicans against Attorney General. Oh, okay, no, I am wrong. So it was 9 for Biden, but a total of 14 impeachment attempts. They also went after Merrick Garland, Kamala Harris, Anthony Blinken, and Alejandro Mayorkas. So they say, last week, Greene introduced a new article of impeachment against Biden for endangering, compromising, and undermining the energy security of the United States by selling oil from the United States Strategic Petroleum Reserve to foreign nations. A practice that the Trump administration also engaged in. I love this. I love it so much. He did the same shit, and I'm sure when he did it, she was like, oh, the most amazing president, emperor, and businessman in the world. Just keeping us safe and doing smart deals. He's the deals, man. He makes deals. But when Biden does it, impeach him. Look at this. Look at this. What is he doing? You hate America. You hate it. This is what they do. Now, by the way, hilarious, because I would love somebody to bring up to Marjorie Taylor Greene. Okay, hold on. So your concern is you don't want the U.S. to be selling oil because, our gas prices are going up here. In large part because Saudi Arabia said 2 million barrels a day, cutting it out. They're trying to help Russia and screw the Democrats in the election. Okay, but you clearly want more oil and gas here. And you even think arguably it's like a national security issue. We have to do it. Well, Marjorie, you know who it was that decided to allow U.S. oil and gas to be exported? Republican politicians. They did it at the behest of the oil companies who fund them. So I would ban oil exports right now. I would have all that domestically. We're the number one producer of oil and gas in the world. But we export at least about half of it. I would ban the exports. Why not? Why not? Now, do you support that, Marjorie Taylor Greene? No. Would you support Marjorie Taylor Greene nationalizing big oil? No more ExxonMobil. No more. It's nationalized. This is the people's oil now. And so now we could also choose how to use it because it's domestically, it's ours now. It's the public's. So the government can decide, hey, how are we going to use this? How are we going to allocate it? Would you want to do that? No, she'd call that socialism. But she would try to impeach Biden over selling some of the strategic oil reserves. But by the way, he also released 15 million barrels for here because he knows that Saudi Arabia is going to jack up the prices and is fucking us over. Okay, anyway, now, look at the other reasons they tried to impeach him. Previous impeachment resolutions launched by the Georgia representative include accusations against Biden of usurping Congress's legislative authority by empowering the CDC to extend the moratorium on residential evictions during the pandemic, leaving behind thousands of American... Okay, let's go one by one here, because there's two there. All right, the first one. She tried to impeach him because he extended the eviction moratorium. So Biden, under pressure from the left, by the way, is one of the best things Cori Bush did and the squad did. They did a big protest. She slept outside on the steps of the Capitol or something, or it was steps of the Supreme Court, something, right? And they were like, hey man, extend this eviction moratorium. Make it so people are not getting kicked out into the street in the middle of a fucking raging pandemic. And Biden, under pressure from the left, was like, okay, let me extend the eviction moratorium. Marjorie Taylor Greene goes, impeachment worthy! Impeach him! Impeach him! Please, impeach him! He wanted to keep people in their houses in the midst of a pandemic. Disgusting. Corrupt. Gross. Okay, this is exactly what I want the government doing. I want the government protecting the American people. I want the government preventing evictions. That's a wonderful thing. That was one of the best things Biden did. Now, by the way, I don't know if you guys remember the specifics here, but I think it was the Supreme Court that said, no, it's unconstitutional for you to extend the eviction moratorium. And so eventually it ended. But she was mad that he extended it. She is openly against working American men and women, poor people, middle-class people, just average Americans. She wanted to impeach Biden for doing a good thing for the American people. Unbelievable. Then the other thing is, and they go on to say it here, they wanted to impeach him over Afghanistan. They wanted to impeach... Okay, look at what it says. Look at the wording. So he left Afghanistan, and they wanted to impeach him because he left behind thousands of American civilians and Afghan allies. Now, by the way, it wasn't thousands of American civilians who were left behind. That's totally made up. But were there thousands of Afghan allies who were left behind? Yes. Now, let me ask you a question. If Biden decided, I'm going to take in every single Afghan ally, we're going to have Afghan refugees flood the United States of America now, thousands of them, what would the Republicans have said? Oh, he's allowing in terrorists. It's a Muslim invasion. So he's damned if he does, damned if he doesn't. He doesn't let him in. How dare you abandon our allies? He lets him in. Oh, there's a Muslim invasion. So, but the gist of it is they wanted to impeach him for withdrawing from Afghanistan. the thing that Trump always paid lip service to and said he couldn't wait to do, and Republicans like Marjorie Taylor Greene were like, I agree with him on that. Biden actually did it, and they were like, impeach him. Impeach him over the thing that's good that you yourself said you supported 5.5 minutes ago? And that was, make no mistake, he stood up at that time to the military-industrial complex. He stood up to the media. The corporate media was shitting on him relentlessly and doing propaganda to get right back in there and stay there indefinitely. He said, no, suck my nuts. We're leaving. Now, of course, he blew all his credit because afterwards he basically sanctioned the country and is starving the country and not releasing billions of dollars to the Afghan central bank that is theirs. But notice, that's not the thing you want to impeach him over. If some lefty came out and said, I want to impeach him over that he's starving Afghanistan to death and children are in famine, then I'd be like, I mean, they got a fucking point, don't they? They got a point. But they're not, they're saying the opposite. Oh, when you got out, that was a problem. Unbelievable. There's more. This latter accusation was made in an impeachment resolution introduced on August 23rd, 2021, which said Biden endangered U.S. citizens with his border policy. On January 21st, 2021, Greene introduced an impeachment article saying Biden abused the power of his office by allowing his son Hunter Biden to influence domestic policy of a foreign nation and accept benefits from foreign nationals in exchange for favors. To be fair, the Hunter Biden shit is kind of true, right? Like, Hunter's corrupt, Joe's corrupt, absolutely. But you know what? The Trumps are just as corrupt. That Jared Kushner took $2 billion from Saudi Arabia. What do you think? Why do you think they gave him that money? Could it be because the Trump administration delivered Saudi Arabia favors directly? And then if he gets in there again, he's going to super serve them? Could that be? Could it be? They look the other way over Jamal Khashoggi getting hacked into bits and pieces as a reporter. They didn't even give Saudi Arabia a slap on the wrist. Could it be because of the business relationship that they have? You know, Trump vetoed a condemnation of the genocide in Yemen being committed by Saudi Arabia. He was like, no, we want to still help them, still arm them, still support them financially. Could it be because they have financial ties? Absolutely it is. There's no doubt that it is, but no, it's only Biden and Hunter. Now again, you come to this show, you get the truth. I'm specific and I'm objective. Yeah, Hunter and Joe are definitely corrupt. Why the fuck was Hunter Biden taking money from Burisma? Some Ukrainian natural gas company? Hunter Biden's getting paid for it? You think there's not corruption going on? Of course there's corruption going on there. But same thing with the Trumps. And all the money they took from various foreign nations, including Israel, including Saudi Arabia, doing favors for them in return. So anyway, but the show wants to impeach, of course, Biden. And then they go on and talk about how the border is another one they want to impeach Biden over. And I love that one specifically because when they wanted to impeach him over the border, they said, oh, he believes in open borders. At the time they impeached him over the border, or wanted to impeach him over the border, Joe Biden kept in place like every Trump-era policy. Remain in Mexico was in place. Title 42 was in place. That's when they deport you because it's a pandemic, and they're like, we're not even going to have due process. He was deporting record numbers of people, and they were like, he believes in open borders. Impeach him. It's like these people are just disconnected from reality. And then my favorite, the 4 other impeachment articles filed against Biden were introduced by Republican Representative Bill Posey of Florida, awesome name, Bob Gibbs of Ohio, Randy Weber of Texas, and Lauren Boebert of Colorado for, quote, high crimes and misdemeanors of betrayal of public trust. I think I'm supposed to say end. High crimes and misdemeanors and betrayal of public trust. So you remember what I said at the beginning here? Like when you impeach the president, it's got to be like specific. Like here's the exact thing you did. But apparently they filed one that was just like, basically we don't like him. He did high crimes and misdemeanors and stuff and betrayal of public trust. Okay, really? What's the specifics on that one? He's high crimes, bro. Misdemeanors, betrayal of public trust. He's done a lot of stuff, bro. He's done stuff. I'm surprised they haven't tried to impeach him over massively reducing the illegal drone war. I'm surprised they haven't tried to impeach him over reduction of student loan debt or pardoning federal weed offenders. In other words, they should go for the best things he's ever done and try to impeach him over that. I'm surprised they haven't done that. I'm actually surprised. I'm waiting for it. We know they're trying to kill all of those things, right? They're filing lawsuits to try to kill the student loan debt reduction. Republican states are. And their governors are blocking Biden's move to also free at the state level the nonviolent weed offenders. And the Republicans are taking millions from the for-profit private prison industry in order to do that. So they're raising money from the private prison industry and then listening to them when they say, block the pardoning of the weed offenders. Don't do it at the state level. So they're trying to undermine all the good things. And they impeach him over. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I'm waiting for it. They are going to try to impeach him over some more of the better things he did. They'll impeach him over the 15% corporate minimum tax rate. Something. They'll do it. They don't give a fuck. But anyway, shout out to Kilmeade and Varney for actually surprising me and saying something reasonable for once in their lives. If you want to see me and Crystal Ball interview legends like Noam Chomsky, Cornel West, and more, subscribe to Crystal Kyle and Friends on Substack. $5 a month gets you the video version a day early. Remember, we take 0 ad dollars for this podcast. Or you can sign up on Substack for free and get the audio version a day later. Link in the video description box below.